And I think when you talk about the fusion slate, you have to talk about you're trying to bring the best elements of our division together. Now we know we have the division of maintenance with us, and Danny brings his team with a lot of experience, and he has a lot of new stewards that are coming in each of the depots. But Gary and Kemp and Flatbush bring another element to our ticket, a stronger element, an element of unity. And I am very convinced that this fusion ticket, this ticket of new, old, opposition coming together, is the strongest ticket because Gary and Kemp bring that integrity. Unlike some of our opponents who, for the last 3 years, either were trying to get off of the bus or were nowhere to be found or weren't allowed on the property.
We had someone who was out on MAPA. Naturally, she had to be restricted before giving birth. Management was saying no, she can't pick. They want her to be full work. Baby's 2 weeks old, so we stopped to pick. We had a conversation and insisted that she's going to pick. 15 minutes later, she was picking. All that comes from experience and know-how. That's what you get from a fusion slate.
We don't have anyone on our team that's not allowed on the property we don't have to talk about, right? We don't have someone that was an officer, a division chair who never met with his division committee. Gary has done more work as a division chair than the division chair. He puts together the newsletter. He's pulling together meetings. He does the mentoring, right? And he does the step two hearings. He stepped up where there was a void, and we didn't start out as friends. We knew each other. We weren't enemies, but we were opposition, and it was through our common interest.
Anything that we don't fix, obviously, if we're not together, unity. That's why this is a infusion slate, and I really believe in this members first. Also, in the future, with us with electric buses, it's also going to affect the transportation and maintenance. We're going to try to keep the jobs within, especially with the automatic driverless buses. It affects everybody here. So we're going to keep together as a unity, as a team, and go forward.
My name is Tasha Jones. I'm running for recording secretary, divisional recording secretary. I'm from Gleason Depot. And I can speak to this being my first rodeo, my first go around. And I can say I have genuinely learned so much in this short amount of time. And, you know, people call me pretty regularly and I give them what I got. And when I don't know, hold on, reach out, circle right back. And, you know, like I tell when they ask, I'm trying. I got tired of sitting around complaining about. I got tired of sitting around pointing the finger. When you look in the mirror, the finger points back at you. You know, and got to the point where instead of talking about it, let's do something about it. You know, everybody that wants to ask me a question, the first thing I say, could you please start coming to the union meetings? Then you can get the answer that you're looking for. Stop waiting and listening to what people are telling you. How about come and see for yourself? Ask the questions yourself. If you want to know what's going on, just ask. I said everybody is welcome and you can, you know, get the questions that you ask. So, you know, my first go around and doing my best.
My name is Hyla DeBreo. I have 10 years as a bus operator, and I remember it like it was yesterday when I first started this job, and I've seen union reps rather, come and go, and I've seen JP stay here consistently, and I see all the people that are currently here. No one can say anything bad about them. They make sure they do their job and represent the members properly, and you can always reach out to them. They're always accessible.
Gary Archibald, I'm the vice chair of Fresh Pond. When I speaking on my experience, my tenure is 8 years. I'm about to have 8 years, but I've been in the union 6 years. My path has been rough. I've been terminated a few times. So my introduction to the union is the rough path, going through it by termination, discipline, learning the contract, the chair taking me under his wing, teaching me. So I think we get mixed up with tenure and experience. I think I have a vast experience, not comparing to people with 20 years, but I've been there for 6 years. Some of my colleagues, they say they don't have experience, but I've seen them for the last 5, 6 years in meetings. So this fusion group, it's well versed. We have young, we have old, not saying old, we have experience, we have the future, we have the past. Everything is mixed in. So members first is the only way.
The bottom line is, we want to make sure that the people in this room that are the new leaders learn. Because if I left and I wasn't able to teach all the things that we've learned through battle, the grievances, the battles that we won, and the ways to get around particular issues, from suspend, dismiss to pick rights. If we don't teach that, then we're doing a great disservice. So for me, it's really important that the newer offices, the younger offices, that there's a transition, because we know one thing: management will never stop attacking us.
And one of the great things that I think about this team being together is that we can all bounce off each other. I can call Clarence, I can call Dre, I can call any other chair, they call the JP, and we all help each other. No matter what it, nobody feels they're bigger than anybody. We're all a team. So that's one of the great things about being on this team here, number first.
Yes, it's important that there are 3 chairs on the slate: myself, Okendo, and Dre. That's experience in itself. It's the stuff that we deal with day to day, and the stuff that we bring to the division is what we contribute to the team, and it makes this team that much stronger. And it's important now that we have a strong team to face the incoming or upcoming challenges that we're going to face in the future after what happened last Tuesday. We want to mention that happened last Tuesday. Don't think it's not going to have a profound effect on unions. So you have, I mean, we've been through it before. We've been, one of us, we were here before.
Correct.
So
Pataki.
we definitely been through that before. So that's what we have. Yes.
And you're right, Okendo. We're equals, right? I may be the vice president, you may be the chair, but any one of us in this room has an issue, we go at it as equals.
My name is Gigi. I am the current vice chair for East New York Depot. I am proud of the team that has formed. I can proudly say that there are no issues that I've ever called JP on and he ghosts me. I can call him on anything from the smallest matter to the biggest thing, and truth be told, if some of the ones that are unrestricted and everything else would speak up, that's all because of, the communication that we have working with JP. The phrase that we use is, if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. So if you see something that needs fixed, and that's what I think that we've done, we've merged together to fix whatever was broken. And we will continue moving forward to do so. So vote members first.
We're a public transit service, and we've been here, I don't know, close to 100 years. It doesn't mean we're going to be here for another 100 years. That there are very powerful interests out there that would like nothing better than to come in here and take all the government money and put it towards their profits. And we understand that protecting transit as a public service is really very important. And we're going to diligently fight to make sure that that public service is as good as it gets. And that means when management wants to cut overtime by not backfilling, we're going to be there. When they want to cut service, we're going to be there. When they're not fixing the buses properly and the buses are going out all raggedy, we're going to be there. Because when it intersects with the public, that's us. Because when the public turns on transit, they don't turn on the people at 2 Broadway. They turn on us. They assault our members. And then it's management that will find ways to challenge our members when they go out on comp. And as despicable as that sounds, it's true. And it's the union. It's the officers here on the front line that handle that business first. And then when they can't get it done, or if they need some assistance, then they bring it up to the division. And it's for the division to kind of take all of these things that are happening against transit and move it forward. We have negotiations in a year and a half. We have demands that we still want to fulfill from those negotiations. Extended swing times. We got to deal with the MAC. Because now they got a new set of doctors. So we have medical appeals. So we got to make sure the medical appeal process. We have reasonable accommodation that we're looking to settle. We're close to having a deal, and hopefully we'll have one soon. So these are the type of issues that we know that are going to be at the forefront. Of course, schedules and wages. Everybody here knows that our schedules are very long, and Lord knows bus operators deserve a raise.
I'm sitting here 23 years. Me, Andre Armstrong, the chair of Fresh Bond, I'm telling each and every one of you that next contract negotiation cannot be handled by a first timer. You would lose so much if you try to let them practice, not only with your job, with your career, and that contract. It's about caring. And for myself, I'm a true believer in great leadership. We put our shoulders to the wheel each and every day. And this, I've lost count on the amount of contracts that I've gone through since I've been in New York City Transit. You don't want a first timer going up, especially on the next contract. Because the last one, they were trying stuff, and I know they're coming real hard with some of that plus more. So please, be warned by my words. Members first, all the way.
I'm Gary Rosario, going on 26 years on the job, a bus operator, more than officer. This is my first term. And one of the things that we have developed in this team is communication. And one thing that I have experienced is that nobody feels they're bigger than the other. And I don't have a problem calling anybody on this team just to talk about a situation that somebody's going through, a member's going through, and vice versa. And I think that's what grew the relationship between Kemp and I and the vice president, that we always communicate on Sundays. We always communicate on Sundays to plan what we're gonna do for the week. And I think moving forward, that's what I want to grow. I want to grow the communication between all the chairs. That way we could think as one Brooklyn, one mind, one accord, one plan, one vision. And that's my goal as a future division chair. That's what I want to establish. I think in the years I've been on the job, I have never witnessed that. I think working in Fresh Pond for many years, I knew nothing about another depot or even another chair. But I want to change that. I want every depot to know who the other chair is in the other depot. And Fresh Pond and East New York started it last year doing a party with everybody invited. I'm hoping that one day we can have a party with a little bit of every depot, and we could call it a TA surface party. So this is not about me. This is not about people tell me, why didn't you run this way? Why didn't you do this? Why I didn't do it? My answer is because I put the members first. The members' needs first. And I know that the vice president today has a lot of experience to work on the members' issues, more than what I have. I could probably work on the issues, but with the experience he brings to the table is an advantage to the members. Members first all the way.
Danielle Berry, I'm a bus operator out of East New York Depot. I'm also the recording secretary there under Okendo and Gigi, and I'm glad to be in that position because they have taught me a lot. We still have more to go. And being with the members first team, like everyone said before, and I'm going to reiterate, it's a team that is an open book. If Okendo's not there and Gigi and I need something, we can call on one of the other chairs for advice or for guidance. And we're all here to help each other, and we're all here to help the members. And with that being said, we're all here to help each other grow and further our experience.
Members first.
One Brooklyn.
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 Members first.
One Brooklyn.